Hello, everybody. Good morning, friends. Or actually, it's already afternoon, right? Time gets away from us quickly. But we are in an event here with the Crafty Bunch today, and it's Crafter's Choice. So today I'm going to show you another fun one sheet wonder base for a folio. So this is going to be the paper that we use today. Isn't this gorgeous? I actually think that Graphic 45 has a couple of little fairy related things. I think the other one, this one's called Fairy Dust, and I think the other one is something about fairy wings, perhaps. I can't remember for sure, but they are so fun. I love Graphic 45 papers. I don't know what there is about them. I don't even know for sure how I would explain what there is about it that I love, but I really do. So, that's what counts, right? When you find something that you love and you just really you don't even know how it speaks to you. But these always do. I tell you what, I don't know. I don't know if it's kind of the way the colors are. They're kind of bright, but kind of, I don't know. What do you guys think? What would you guys think about a way to describe that? I don't even know. But look here. A lot of times on the back of the cover of a Graphic 45, this is what they will have are some templates that you can cut out and use for that. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Molly, Carol, Rhonda, Cheryl. And I am, there's Susie. She's over with us on YouTube. I was just getting ready to say that I am streaming this on Facebook and YouTube today. So I always like to do that. And so this is just one big paper, this one. So I'm not really sure how I would use that. And you can always cut them apart. You don't have to use them as is. So a lot of times if one of the pages is directional on the front, then you'll find that the back side is not. So this is kind of pretty. And you know me, I like these teal colors. Actually, I love blues and greens and purples together, and so that might be one of the reasons that I really feel that this kind of speaks to me in general. But I don't, some people don't like little fairy things. I enjoy them. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Martha. What about you? Do you like fairy related things or not so much? I want to know. Give me some hearts if you like them. I am anxious to see if you do. I'm doing a couple of things here before we get started. Kind of some housekeeping on my end, right? Make sure I can see everything. But look at this. I mean, there's these bright colors here. If you're more of somebody who likes the coral colors, there's this one. And there's all these sweet little fairies. And, like most paper packs, you get a couple of pages of each thing. And then you've got some cut aparts. And we're going to use some of these cut aparts today for some of our pockets, right? Because we need pockets and things when we're doing some little journals, right? You have to have the pockets. So that's what we're going to do in there too. And I love the way that if you use cut aparts that are from Graphic 45, even if it's a whole bunch of all kinds of, well, I showed one day how we did that. And if you just kind of keep cutting small pieces and small pieces off, this one is a little bit more linear than some of them are. Some of them might have big pieces in here, but if you just, like this one would be easy to cut all the way across, and then like these you could separate like this if you wanted to, the cards. So those kind are easy to separate. So I'm not going to, bore you anymore with that, but what I was looking for, because of the way that we're going to do our paper today, I really wanted something. I was hoping that one of these with a decorative all over pattern might be not so much a directional pattern, but they all are, and that would mean that part of it would be upside down. So I'm just going to use one that is not directional, and we're going to get started. And we'll be able to, and even if you have a piece that is directional and you use that, you're able to cover up the parts that are upside down just by using, the way that you use the pockets and whatnot, right? Yeah, is anybody else on? Hi, Anne. How are you? Deborah, Jamie, Rhonda. Hey, Grace. We got lots of people coming on. Darla, Jamie. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I appreciate all of you being here. So first off, what we're going to do is we're going to cut off the little branding strip at the top. Now sometimes a branding strip has some pretty stuff on one side that you can use. These don't. These don't have anything pretty. So I always appreciate when a company has something fun to use on the branding strip. Okay, so now we're left with a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and we are going to score it at 6 inches. And I'm not sure that this is exactly 6 bumped up here. It looks like it's just a smidge off. So I'm going to pull it up over that lip and score it at 6. Okay, and then we're going to turn it around and we're going to score it at 4. So 4 inches here all the way up and down, and then at 8.5. And this is going to give us the basic part of our book, or a little folio, I should say. So then this one is 8.5. Okay. And so now I bet these are hard to see. Using this paper trimmer, the scores aren't real deep and they're kind of hard to see. Let me go ahead and kind of fold it so you can see better. I think you'll be able to see it a lot better if I fold it. Then you can see what we're going to do. Oh, Grace, I missed you. I'll have to go back and see the replay. We always know the person after us is probably getting ready, right? so there's that. Okay, now I'm just going to take a pair of scissors. So on the section that we marked at the halfway point, the 6-inch section, I'm going to cut these first 2 segments, okay? So right up through here. And you can go, if any of you have ever seen me do the little tiny booklet out of a 12 by 12, it's much smaller than this. I mean, the paper's the same size, but the scoring is different, and this is a lot like that. You get a little tiny book with all kinds of pages, and it's a very similar process. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fold it again, and now these sections, and I'm just going to make sure these all fold easy. That's just easier to start with if you give them a good crease, because they're going to be folding back and forth anyway, right? So now what we want to do is we want to fold this one in, and you can make sure that it's nice and straight. Line it up across the bottom and hold it tight, and then just give it a good crease with your bone folder, like that. Look, Martha, here's you. They're not pink, but here's you some mushrooms. I didn't even think about it when I pulled this out. Martha likes pink and mushrooms. And I told her I never think about pink and mushrooms together. And she shared something over in our group that she had made, and sure enough, she's got it pink and with mushrooms. Good job, Martha. Hey, Sue, how are you? Thank you, Ann. I appreciate you sprinkling me out across the pond. Thanks for joining us today. We always appreciate you being with us. Ann is such a great supporter of our crafting community, you guys, especially our paper crafting community. Okay, as are so many of you, I tell you. And what would be the point if we didn't have all of our fun friends join us all the time, right? And then just make sure that they're pretty squared off at the bottom. I'm actually gonna kind of tap that down and hold it tight and give it another press. So now what we've got going on here, now this is kind of funny because now I got all these toadstools. I would have not thought about that. That was not clear thinking on my part, but you know what? If I want that purple on the outside, all I have to do, I could flip it this now. Well, then I'm going to be folding it backwards. Then I'll just confuse myself. We'll just go with this. But we can cover these things with some of our other papers. First, what I want to do is I'm going to turn this into a little pocket here. It'll be a side pocket. And so I'm going to put a little glue. And so what we're going to do is we are going to glue. You know what? Should we do? Oh, I don't even think I have that punch here. I guess that won't. I guess we won't be doing that. I don't even have my circle punch. Well, that's going to not be fun. So we're going to glue one down the side, and then we're going to glue here. This is going to become the bottom. Don't glue 3 sides because you want to be able to make it into a pocket. So we've got glue here and glue here. And I don't know, it looks like my cutting was a little bit off because I've got a smidge sticking out down here. I can live with it. If you can't live with it, you could trim it off. You know what? We could trim that off. Let's trim it off. Maybe I can't live with it, you guys. Maybe I can't. Hey, Karen. Well, welcome. So happy to have you with us. I hope you will come back. We love new crafting friends all the time, don't we, everybody? We love making all our crafty friends here. Karen, where are you from? Okay, so there we go. So now what we've got going on, and look, because of the way this is backwards on both sides. So now we need to cover some of this up. And that's fine. That'll give us a chance to use one of these other pretty papers. And I'm kind of partial to this one. I like that one. So I think I'm going to do that. And you can still leave a little bit of this all the way around the outside, and it's still going to be pretty. So let's see what kind of a dimension that needs to be. So this is 4.5 by 6. And you know me, you guys, I gotta write it down or I won't remember it past, 1 second. Let's see. Oh, I think I got some post-it notes in here. Oh, and you guys, I made that little thing that holds the post-it notes in the notepad. And my daughter took it to school. She goes, I'm gonna take this. I'm like, what? I go, usually the stuff I make, she goes, and what would this person do with that? So now that school has started and she wanted one in her room, I'm like, oh, that's funny. So she said that would be very helpful. She's got some kids that she, needs to use that with. Okay, so I need 2 of those actually, right? So let's cut a couple of those off. But see, we're already done. Actually, did you notice? This is already done. I mean, that is the base of our folio out of that one piece. And look how many little flip-flop pages we got out of it. Right? Talk loud. Oh my gosh, Sue. Talk loud. I always feel like I do talk loud. And the things I can see, I can monitor that on my computer screen here, and it never tells me I'm talking quiet. So there's that. Okay, so if it's 4.5, I want to do a 1/4 inch smaller. So we'll make it at 4 1/4 and just slice that off. And if the other direction is 6, we want it at 5 3/4. That way we'll have just a little bit of a border all the way around. And we can cover those things up so they're not upside down, right? And actually, by doing this, you guys, I'm going to step away 1 second and grab a hole punch so we can make the edges of the pockets. I'm still here. I'm still here. You guys, I still have never found my good 1-inch punch. I do not know what has happened to it. I even cleaned, the only thing I can figure out is it might have slipped way down behind a bunch of my stuff to where I can't see it. And I'm going to have to really dig deep to get down into there. So we'll see. Okay, so how many of these do we have that need to be fixed? Well, we got the, wait a second, they're not even all upside down. Alrighty. Okay, well, for sure that one is. That one's upside down. So we'll put this here. And let's just make a little bit of a finger notch and make sure it's going the right direction, right? So we'll do that, and let's ink it just a tiny bit. And I'm just going to use this. Actually, it won't look too bad with it because it's kind of got some, you know, some kind of golden colors with it. But that'll just help someone see that there is a pocket there. So now we're just going to glue 3 sides of that. And so you can put a big tag. You can put a, like a cut apart card that you have used in here. Now, I doubt I'm going to get all the way done with this, but, you know, we'll get the basics done and you can see how to do this. And that, I always hope that I have inspired you to try your own, right? Okay, so now we've got that one. And what's on this one? What actually is going to be our front, you guys? So this goes, oh, not that way. So this goes this way, this way, this way, and this way. Well, that is the front. Okay. Ah, shoot. If I would have known that was the front, I might have picked something else, although I do love that. So now, since this is inside, I think I'll just go ahead and use the back side of this. Let me see if there's another big part that needs that. No, not really. So let's just cut this. So that needs to be, that's 3 1/2. So 3 1/4 on that little piece. And you can make it to where it is a little pocket, or you don't have to. You can just basically use it as kind of a mat for the next section, right? Just a mat for something else to be on top of it. Like right here. Like, I don't know that I want to. And so we've got these purple colors. I mean, it doesn't look too crazy with this. Is a 1-inch punch ideal? I sure think it is, Lori. That is the one I'm looking for. Hello, the Messy Craft Corner. How are you? Yeah, so I just love those. Oh, you guys. Hey. Oh, well, then I didn't want to use that because then it's the same thing. I just flip-flop here, and, you know, there's no telling. But let's just go ahead and just put this down all the way here. I'm just going to glue it flat. We're going to have plenty of little pockets and sticky places in here, so let's just do this right here. Okay, so now do we have anything else that's upside down? I think we looked, and I don't think we do. Oh my goodness, I can't believe of all the mushrooms. Martha, you should be loving the mushrooms, my friend. So we've got that, and you know, now we can just make little cute pockets in here. We can use this same piece. Now, one thing nice about when you've got cut apart cards and all the other little goodies that go with it, you can use some of those to make little pockets and tuck spots. Where is that sheet? I should have pulled it out so I didn't have to dig again and again for it. It wasn't this. I didn't think it was this one. I thought there was a... Oh, I know what I'm thinking of. Hang on. I think I set them off to the side somewhere. There they are. Nope, that's not it. Well, good grief. Huh. Well, let me flip through here again then. Maybe it's still in here. You get to looking at the pretty... Oh, here it is. Here we go. There's part of it. Now, these are stickers, though. All of these are just stickers. I mean, you can just peel those off and use them. But I thought there was another one that had something similar to this that had to be cut apart. It must have been this one. Well, that's fine. Let's just use this, because this will be fun to use for some pockets and things. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm getting more of a mess on here. But now some of those we can take and put on a different piece. Let's not have all of this the same. Let's go ahead and put something else in the middle, you guys. How about that? Oh, thanks, Cindy. I appreciate that. And Sherry sprinkled me out too. Thanks for anybody who did. We always appreciate that. Anybody you watch doing lives, they always appreciate if you do that. It kind of helps the book know that that people are interested in something. So I'm going to do 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. 5 3/4. Okay, I have to write it down, you guys. Is anybody with me? Does anybody else have to write all their goodies down, or do you have good memories for numbers like that? I remember when I used to, we used to have a thing in the kitchen, it was kind of like a little desk area, and the phone was on the wall right over that. And, you know, of course, that was back in the days where you had phone books. I'm telling you, and then we had like a kind of a big counter right across from it. And usually I'd be doing stuff, you know, across from the little desk area. And I couldn't remember a phone number, a whole long phone number, from the counter across to the telephone. Was too many numbers. Now, I can remember a lot of things, and why numbers, I don't know. I just don't know. But I'll tell you what, I can remember in 6th grade, in 3rd grade, when we were starting to really do a lot of multiplication and division, I got the measles. That was way, you know, I'm so old. I'm older than measles shots, you guys. And I got measles. And I was so sick. And I ran terrible fevers during that time. And I can remember luckily spring break came. And, you know, so there was a week. And if there hadn't have been for that, I would have missed 3 weeks of school. I was just so sick. And I can remember going back to school and thinking how hard math was. Now, don't you think that's something weird a kid would think? And I'm just like, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. My brain got cooked regarding math. I don't know. Now, and you know what? It wasn't so bad back in the days when we only had 7-digit phone numbers. But oh my goodness, then when they had to start adding area codes so they could give us all, you know, more phone numbers, because they would break cities up and give them more area codes. And I can remember that started happening after people started, you know, doing a lot more things from home. And people would maybe want a separate phone number for a line for internet, or a fax number line. And so they had to start breaking that up and giving, you know, so they could add different area codes in metropolitan areas. And I hated it. I hated when that happened. You guys, you probably get so tired of me giving you the most random, goofy things that we talk about. I don't know. Well, we got to talk about something, right? We can't just spend the whole time talking about how pretty the paper is. We could, but how boring would that be? We got to mix it up a little bit. Okay. So, oh, you guys, I'm going to have a new group. I'm going to have a new group coming up, and we're going to start in September. So be patient, or be patiently listening for more information about that, if that's something you might be interested in hearing about. Okay, so we're going to just put that on there. That's so pretty. I like that. And I think actually I'm going to put my bone folder down in here before that's dry. And just kind of maybe make sure oh, I got it too far. And that'll just give it a little bit more room. Now, if you want more room, if you want your pockets to have more room, they need to have glue tabs. You need to have little extending parts on the 2 sides and the bottom, and then fold them in and glue those down, because that really gives you a much bigger pocket. It's much more room. Oh, that might have been a little overkill there. Let me see if I can squish it over a little bit more. I don't like my pockets super tight though. Yeah, I think we've got that one there, so we'll just put the same one here. Look at these tiny little, look at these little elves on here. Can you see this one right here? I think that's the only one we've got on that one. Where did my hole punch? Oh, there it is. I'm going to. Jamie, did you have measles? Are we blaming your memory on that too? Oh, thanks. Oh, Lori. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. What kind of a group? Well, it's going to be another, it's a level up from my Artful Adventures Clubhouse. It is going to be a paid group. And instead of a clubhouse, I'm going to wait and tell you. I'm going to surprise you with the name later. I can't give all the secrets away right on one time, right? I got to save some of the surprise. I've got to make it last. Let's see. How far out is the beginning of the month? I don't know. Oh, Susie said she had them too, and she was really sick. She had measles too. I tell you, we lived to tell about it though, right, girlfriends? It was terrible. I remember, I can remember how sick I was. You know, and until you know you're really sick when as a child that you can remember that, right? I mean, 3rd grade, that was a long time ago. It was a long time ago for me anyway. Many moons ago. I think this one I'm just gonna kind of squeeze it in a tiny bit, and that's all. The other one got a little bit much. Okay, so we got that going on. Oh my goodness, we haven't even been, I don't know, now that we've got this and this, should we make these match? Well, let's see how many. Well, there's only 2 mushroom places showing. Should we do this one to match, you guys? What do you think? Should we make both of these panels match? What do you say? Match or not? Oh my goodness, your 3 kids had chicken pox. Ours kind of, I only had 2 that had chicken pox. I think by the 3rd time, I think the 3rd one, I think there was a vaccine by then. Or if not, she didn't have them. I just don't remember. You want them to match right here. I think I do too. Oh, well, luckily that's the same thing, you guys. Well, now we've got one like that. All I have to do is look at what that was. That was 3 1/4 by 5 3/4. Oh, I remembered that. So 3 1/4. Is this wide enough? Oh, just barely, you guys. Actually, let me cut the length off, and in case I need that tiny little 1/4 of an inch, I'll have it. Okay. And so 3 1/4. Have any of you made a little folio like this that you cut and then you do all the folding and you make the pages? I love making them like that. I really do. And the other one that I have, and you can make them all kinds of sizes, right? The other one, Susie said, oh, Molly had measles, mumps, and chickenpox. You know, I never had mumps, but I had chickenpox too, and I still have 3 little holes at the front of my head that, you know, are a reminder of that, right? Susie said she hallucinated her shoes were walking off the shelf. Now, I don't remember anything like that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so one of the other little things that I make, there's much smaller. I want to say they might be about like 3 by I think it's, the pages are about 3 inches wide and 4 inches tall, something like that. But instead of just folding the paper in half, like on this one, you fold it, it's divided in thirds one way, and then in fourths the other way. And then you do your cutting similarly. Let me see if I can find a little piece of paper, and I'll show you. Here, let me just chop off a little bit here, and then I'll be able to show you what I mean. Because this is always a fun way to do it too. I had notes written on this. So if you want to do one that has little pages and make a tiny little booklet, you do this. It would be, now these aren't going to be even because I'm not going to take the time to measure them, okay? So you would do thirds like this. This is so not even. Let me try to make it a little bit more even. Okay, so you've got thirds this way, and in this way we can do, I'll be able to do it into fourths. That'll be easy. Because I'll just fold in half that way, fold in half this way. Look, this is a bonus. This is your bonus tutorial today, okay? I like to give you a bonus. Okay. All right. Here we go. So now it's in all these sections here. So you've got 4 on each section. So what you do, let me cut it from the side that's already folded. So you cut on this score line, your third cut up to that. So you just leave this one panel. Then you flip it around and you do the same thing. Go in the other direction. And I love making these. I think they are just the cutest little things. Okay, this is a super mini one, right? So then you start folding it. Oh man, I don't remember which way to start folding. We'll see. And then you fold. And then when you get to this, you fold it away from these, or else they won't be able to open up. And then you just keep doing kind of the accordion fold like that. Fold it back over on itself. And then you've got this. That's kind of cute. That could be super cute. And so now you've got all these little pages. Now it's kind of zigzaggy, just like the one that we're kind of working on right now. But you can glue them together where they, like this one right here. You can glue right here, and it could have a side pocket. You could completely glue it shut if you wanted to. Or this one, the way it is, you could glue the 2 sides and have like a little top pocket. So you just have to mess around with it, but that's just another way that you can use one square to make, to get more pages on that. So I've made bunches of those. They're fun. I like making the little tiny ones. And they're so cute to decorate, right? Okay, let me check the comments, see what's going on. You guys are probably so glad for me to take a breath. Okay, all right, so let's get back to decorating this one up, see what else we can do in here. These are fun. So now you can take some of the fun little pockets. Let me see, I hope, I can use my trimmer and get straighter lines on these. So let me see, I'm just going to put it right here and line it up. And then I can just cut it. I love having so many goodies to use. That's one of my favorite things about these collections. They really offer lots of fun things that you can use. In fact, today, you guys, when I went back and I thought, I just recently saw a bunch of these stashed somewhere that I'm like, I forgot I even had all those. That's why I was saying in my newsletter this week, don't be like me, use the stuff you have. Don't just have it and then not even remember you had it, right? Oh my goodness. But I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person that does that. How many of you are bad about finding that? What's this paper pad called? This paper is not new, Sherry, but it is from Graphic 45 and it's called Fairy Dust. I think it is just adorable. So now that we've got these, we can put some of these down here. Look, this is kind of cute because when you open it up, it kind of coordinates with that. We need to trim just a tiny bit off of here so that it will fit in there. I'm going to trim about 1/8 of an inch and see how that is. I tell you, one of the great things about paper collections is they are meant to coordinate, and it's so fabulous that you don't have to really think about it. All of the thinking about colors and coordinating and prints and stuff has been done by a whole team of designers. So we can play like we've got a whole team of designers on our team, right? We don't even have to pay. Well, we do pay them. When we buy the paper, we're paying them, right? Okay. That's pretty. And you can go ahead and, you know, ink as much as you want. You can ink to your heart's desire. Super fun. Let's see what we've got. Now, when you've got stickers like these are, if you've got places that you want to use something and it's like it doesn't really fit, or, you know, whatever the case may be, take your sticker and back it on a piece of paper and cut it out. And that's what I would suggest to, I wonder if this would be pretty on the front, you guys. Whoops, it has a little frame too. Bonus, it has a little frame. Well, I wanted the whole thing, actually. No, that's too busy. I sometimes like busy, but that's too busy. I don't know what I'm going to put on the front. Now that I put... No, that's not... Is that the front? I made a pocket on the front? Oh, my word. Well, okay. I can live with that. Well, let's see what we can find that might coordinate. Oh, this is kind of pretty. I like that. So we can put that there. Let's do it. I might even put a little ink on this. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Okay. I'm not going to ink everything, but I think to go on the front, it needs to have a little bit of something around the edge here. And I wouldn't even mind doing something else around it, but like a solid, more of a solid color. But you know, it's just fun. It's a fun set. We got fairies everywhere. Let's just do that. Okay. Frankly, I didn't even remember I had any of this set left. There is a company who specializes in making kits from, well, I don't know if they're still around. I think they are. They make whole kits from Graphic 45, and you can buy them, and they have all the paper, all of the, you know, all the prints that you need, and the way that they designed it. And oh my gosh, they've got written instructions, and oh my goodness, you know, that's a lot of work. Making all the instructions and the planning. I think that's the other part that I'm always surprised about, is they have put so much planning in. Let's see now. I'm trying to see if any of these borders might be big enough. You know, we could take one of these that, this one isn't too bad. We could run it down and kind of make a belly band across here. Let's cut that out and do it. Or look here, actually, this one's kind of pretty, but that's a sticker, and I'd have to go around all of this stuff. Unless, hang on a sec. I'm thinking, you guys. I'm thinking. Sometimes thinking's hard, right? Let me see what we've got for a piece of paper to mat it on. I'm trying to look for another one that's kind of non-directional. This green kind of is. Ooh, this might be pretty. I could just trim that off and put that on there. Let's do that. Let's just go ahead and trim this border off. That'll be kind of pretty. Then we won't even have to mess with doing a bunch of other stuff to it. Susie, Deborah wants to know where in Michigan that you are. So this needs to just be, that's at 5 3/4 inches. Oh, I can't get it through there. It's not going. It's not going where it was supposed to. Got lots of fun things going on in the group today, so be sure, all you have to do is just refresh your page or refresh your browser when I'm finished, and then the next presenter will show up for you. And if there's just a moment of lag, just redo it, you guys. Just redo your browser again. Sometimes it takes a minute for us to find our presenters on their page. You just never know what's going to happen online. So we just have to be patient. Okay, so now I've got a little belly band. We can tuck that through there. And I saw something cute on here. There's so many fun stickers and stuff, you guys. Okay, so we've got that. We need some more little pockets or something along here, or a tuck spot. Let's do this. Let's take, this is a cute little thing. Let me take, I should have had some just plain white paper or something. I hate to use more of my good papers, but that's okay. That is fine. So I'm just going to line it, well, here. Let me line it up on two sides, and then I won't have to cut so much, right? So there, so we're still getting the benefit of our sticker. There's some cute things on here. They always, I tell you what, I think they do such a fantastic job with these kits. And the only place I know to get them in person, any of them that are, you know, current or what she has left, is not very close to me. I think it is about an hour for me. It is on the other side of Dallas. It's on the east side of Dallas. And so it's about an hour. And if I go over there, and they're only open like kind of on the weekends or something like that. So I'm going to put this right here. Or maybe I should put it, that's going to flip apart. It might not have so much trouble staying in place if I put it on this one. You always got to be careful where you're putting things, because they can flip-flop right off of out of your book. So we'll just put that there. Let that stick. And I like to use that reptile glue, you guys. It sticks really quick. I mean, it'll give you just a moment because it is a liquid glue, but they are just super fun to use. Let me cut off some of this. Wait, I don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. Okay, so we've got that. We've got this on the front. We can open that. There's a tuck spot. We can do a little, let's do a little corner pocket here. Actually, we can just cut it from here. Let's just cut a piece off here. I'm going to cut a little rectangle first. And then I'm going to trim off a little bit, not corner to corner. I don't want to do that. I want to leave a little bit on both of those sides. And then I'm going to round it a teensy bit. Doesn't take much. It just doesn't take much to kind of make a difference. It just has a more finished look, I think. And so we can put that over here. That's a good thing to have in a corner, you guys, on a page that's on the outer edge. And I left this open too long. Get that cleaned out. But I just use, so that reptile glue comes in a, you know, a much bigger bottle, and I just decant some of it as needed into these little needle nose applicator bottles. And it works out really good. And that's one reason why it dries so fast, is because I don't use very much. The more I use, the more, you know, the longer that it will take to dry. And it doesn't take very long, but it will glue all kinds of things. And it is an acid-free glue. So, you know, so that's important too. When you are using some kind of glue and paper crafting, you always have to know that. Okay, let me see what else. See what else anyone is saying. What's my favorite glue stick? Susie Allen, I don't have a favorite glue stick. I don't really. I think there's one called, is it Yoo-hoo? Like UHU? And that's supposed to be a really good one. But some of the ones that I have tried, they don't really stick good. They're not good for sticking things long term, and I don't really use them very often. Let's see, is there enough here? We could do something here. We could just put a little short pocket there. Let's do it, and then we'll have that scrap that we won't have to waste. I love when you can just keep doing all your little good things and not no, it's not lizard glue, Susie. It's reptile. That's close, though. Here, I'll show you. It's like this. It's reptile glue. Might as well be lizard glue. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you guys, I saw a tiny little lizard in the bathroom. It was like this long. They're not very scary like that. I don't think. I can stand them like that. Just teeny tiny baby one. They don't hurt anything. Oh, this is not straight. What in the world? Let's try and straighten that out a little bit. Oh, it's really off. Let's see if that's a little better. Oh, yeah, I think that's better. That's much better. I'm just going to put this over here. I'm just going to trim off a tiny chunk there. And you guys, since I can't find my 1-inch punch, I love using it for this. But since, you know, I can't find it, all I have to do is just slip this in a bigger circle punch, just a tiny bit. You know, like that. And that's, you know, you get pretty much the same thing. Except then I forgot to trim it, didn't I? I did. So let's trim a little bit on both sides so it's kind of even. Do you guys wonder how I get anything done? I'm like always having to go back and fix something. You know what though? I know for a fact I'm not much different than all of the rest of all of us, the way we craft, right? Hello, Susan. Oh, I know. Isn't that paper gorgeous? It really is a pretty paper. And since I've been leaving a tiny bit of a border around, I want to make sure that I am still doing that. And I didn't ink some of these pockets inside. I've been inking. And I forgot this one on the front. Let me show you what to do. You guys, some of you have seen me do this before. But don't worry if you forgot to ink something. You can still do it. So like this little place over here, let's say we want to give that a little bit of color. Let me grab a piece of paper. Or tin. Okay, so all you have to do is just use a piece of paper to kind of mask off what you don't want to be inked. And now all I have to do is just kind of go in here like this. And I've inked that pocket. I might have got kind of heavy-handed there. Not maybe, I really did. Well, let's give this one a little bit more too then. There. And that's how you can take care of that if you forgot to do it, right? So now we've got something on all of those pages. Oh, we're getting close to the end of my time. And you know, to use something for a binding, you can simply use some sari, you can use some seam binding, whatever you have that you might want to use is, you know, just to wrap it around and finish that up. And see, I've got all of those other cards that I can put inside here too. And I don't know that I need anything. I don't know. We put so many pockets and everything else on. We didn't have one on the back. You could, you know, decorate a card or something and put on there. And I can't find the cut apart cards. Where are they? There they are. So I don't know, how wide are these? Are these even gonna fit in? Oh yeah, the big pockets, they'll fit. So we've got two big pockets here, and then we've got this section too that we can make one to pull out. So let's cut a couple of these out and pop them in just so we can see how it's gonna look. So we'll cut the branding strip off. So don't forget, over in the Crafty Bunch, just refresh your browser and you will see our next presenter. And you guys, I'm terrible. I don't even know who I got so wound up in my own thing today. I forgot to even check. But everybody's in the Crafty Bunch, so. And one of the reasons we have really been urging people to watch in the Crafty Bunch is since we came back from kind of it wasn't a vacation, I don't even know what to call it. The Crafty Bunch was on pause, I'll just say that. And so since it was on pause and we have started again, we can get Facebook to give us a little bit more juice in the algorithm if people are actually watching in the Crafty Bunch group. So that's one reason that we have really been urging people to, you know, watch from in the group. So if you've ever wondered why, that's it. Okay, so we've got this. And, you know, you can put little tabs on the top to pull them out or whatever. Let's see if this is going to stick out far enough we can see it. And that's not going to go in there. I'll have to cut off more. That's too tight. Too tight, you guys. Yep, it is. Oh my gosh, Sue. Sue says she almost ran into the back of a commuter van that had a sticker that said, "Do you follow Jesus? This is close." Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you better back off a little bit. Even if you do, you better back off of the vans, right? Oh my goodness. You better be careful, girlfriend. Okay, let's see. Oh, I can't even pick that little scrap up. I'm having the worst time picking up scraps today. And right before this, I had these tiny buttons that were all in a little package that I was so proud of being able to keep them in there. And so, when you know, right before I started, they fell out. Okay, let me see if we can remedy this situation here. Sometimes you can loosen enough glue that you can get stuff in. I got it, when we pressed it down, it really spread more to the middle than I had anticipated. That's still pretty tight. So, you know, when that happens, you can just still keep trimming down some of your cards. And I do have a little bit more I can trim on there up to that green section. Let's see if that's enough. You know, just keep trimming a little, you know. Let's see if that works. Well, it's still super tight, you guys. My goodness. Is this one? I might have to rethink what I'm going to put in those pockets. Oh my goodness. That's too tight, you guys. Wow. Whew. And it's way too big for that pocket. Those weren't big enough. That's surprising. If I cut any more of this, it's going to cut her toes off. I don't really want to cut her toes off. We'll have to play around with that and see what we can do to get those in. And this one's going to be the same thing. Although I could trim this one right to the edge here. Let's try and do this real quick and see if it fits better. Hey Jerry, sure, no problem. Sometimes we have to come back and watch things later. I totally understand. Oh my goodness. What in the world? There we go. So I'm going to cut clear over to the green on this one. Maybe even a little bit more. You can always come back and, you know, trim it off and even it up so that the look is what you want. Oh, that one's better. But it's too long. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, you know, one thing you could do, you could fold these. Of course, I don't like that folded. Well, I've got all kinds of things I'm not liking about my selections today. You could cut these off and stick strips of them in here. That would be fun. And you'd have some little journal spots on the back. Although I would cut those apart and put them somewhere else, I think. Those are adorable. I love, how many of you like the look of stamps? When they make them look like stamps. How many of you like that too? Heard of a reptile either. No, actually, Susie, that reptile glue, I heard about it from another paper crafter, and I have no idea where she ever even heard about it, but at this point, they're kind of marketing it more for paper crafting. It was originally developed for, let's see, for what? For tile work. And I have no idea who figured out it was a great thing for paper crafters. Okay, you guys, my time is almost up. Let me let me see if we can find some sari. Let's see, do we have a sari ribbon that would work pretty? Ooh, I kind of like this one. I got all kinds of colors. That orange would even look pretty. I think this one is a pretty one, and this is just the way that I do them. I did see somebody take theirs. When you open these, it's a surprise that this is what happens. But I did see a better way to deal with it. And next time I open the next one, which this could last me who knows how long, I'll show you what they were showing, because it made sense. But oh, I don't know if I like that or not. That doesn't really, I don't like that now that I pulled it out there. There was another one. Oh, this one looks lots better. I like this one. It's not such a sharp contrast, but I just pull it out until I see, I just find a color I want, and I just pull it to the end where it is sewn together, and I just cut it off. So I've got all kinds of loose ends in there, and I don't, you know, that's fine. It works for me. And so you can take this and just wrap it around to just kind of get it somewhere. Just pull it around. I don't know. Sometimes you can kind of keep it loose until you get it where you want it. And then just tie it in a little bow or something on the edge or wherever, whatever makes you happy, right? Whatever makes you happy. So, yeah, you can't make this stuff up. I know when we have crazy things that happen, you're right, you can't make it up. Okay, my bow is kind of crooked and wonky, but you know, you just make a closure however you want. I hope that you have enjoyed this. I hope you'll stay with us for the rest. Today's crafter's choice. So you know me, I'm going to be doing some kind of most likely paper craft or mixed media or something, but just refresh your page and we'll see what everybody else is doing today, you guys. And I will see you again. My time is up, so I will see you next time. Take care, you guys. Be crafty and be kind. Bye-bye.